try this. Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm Steve with Bro the Handyman, and in this video we're gonna try to test out some electrolysis. I got three brake calipers off of the kids' go-kart I'm trying to rebuild, and they're rusted, and one's really bad, and we're gonna see how well the electrolysis takes off these rusts. It's a pretty cheap way of doing it. All you need is water and some baking soda. Make a little solution, put them in there, put a battery charger on it, and you got it. Instead of buying some fluid that's sometimes $10 for only like a quart or something. It just depends on where you go, what you buy, and what's the name brand. But does it compare to it? In the past, I've used some WD-40 rust soaker. So it worked. Really liked it. But it's like $12 a gallon. And I don't pay $12 a gallon of water, so let's see if it works. So anyways, I'm also going to put some wrenches in there. So here's the calipers. We're going to throw them in there, and I also got a couple of wrenches. Now, the reason why I'm using wrenches is because they're open. We'll see how well the rest of the electrolysis gets rust off of them. Well, as opposed to with a caliper, internal parts are rusted. We'll see how well that gets out being inside of something, even though I did remove the screws to get everything in. So let's see, come along, and we'll see how this works. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get this underway. So here's going to be my sacrificial steel. We're going to go ahead and, before we put that in there, we're going to go ahead and put the baking soda in there. Okay, and then here's the three calipers. This is for the front, and then this is the rear one, and it also has the e-brake type of adapter for it. That's pretty cool. And then I also have some side cutters and a crescent wrench, and it's literally a crescent wrench, so they got the name brand on it right there. Anyways, I found these two in my yard, well, in the pasture, but we'll go ahead and throw these. Got them completely submerged and not touching. That is very important. Alright. Dry my hands off before I connect this thing. Alright. You want to make sure the red, the positive, is on your sacrificial steel. Alright, now if you look at it, it's bubbling up pretty good right there. So we're going to go ahead and let this sit overnight. Alright guys, so let's take a look at this. So it's been in there for 12 hours now. And so now this had a lot of rust. So it looks like it's cleaning it up pretty good. Now this one, man, that thing is really coming clean. This little wheel right here moves. Doesn't move freely, but it's starting to move. So you can tell it's doing some work. It looks like all the baking soda is just coming on to these deals. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick it back in and let it go for another 12 hours or so, and we'll come back and get an update.
if you look at this wrench right here, it actually looks really good. Man, I don't know if it would have been in there a little less time and it'd be fine. I don't know. I just got a little sidetracked. Didn't mean for that to happen, but yeah, it's working pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that screw out, clean it up, and yeah, that turned out pretty good. Now this other one, let's go ahead and take all this other stuff off. I think I'm going to put this back in. Here's the side cutters. You can tell they're still got a lot of rust on them. There's probably nothing much left to them. They probably will never be used again. But it'll kind of give you a baseline on what you're looking for. But this stuff right here, just finding it out there, it's probably just trash anyway. But I just threw it in there just to see what would happen. Now this is definitely a keeper though, for sure. Alright, actually all this stuff turned out pretty good. You look in here, I mean it looks like more like surface rust. So it comes right off. So I'd say this is something that I would consider. Maybe if you're in a pinch, it might have a better solution. But if you're trying to get rust off of something, hopefully you don't have to get it off like right now, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these dry overnight and put them in some oil and work them together. But this video is basically just to see how well we can get rust off using electrolysis. And I would say I will use it again and again, because now I will probably try other products in the future just to kind of get a comparison on how well they differ. But I'm really gonna see the results I see on this caliper, these calipers. I'm definitely gonna put them back on the go-kart and see if they work. And this one's got a big old cake of baking soda, but overall I think it's great. You get a wire wheel and throw this, take all this stuff off, and I'm sure these could be usable. I'll make an updated video if they're not usable and we couldn't use them and I had to buy new ones. I'll make an update, but if you don't see an update up, then I'm using them. And I'll probably update again because I'm got a lot to do on the go-kart, so I'll probably update more as I'm going, and I'll probably say, yeah, I did use them, or yeah, I didn't use them. But yeah, I think taking the rust off electrolysis is the win. So hope you found a lot of this information on this video useful. It wasn't a whole lot. Just make sure when you're doing electrolysis, you put baking soda in the water, mix it up pretty good. Warm water is the best to mixing it up. It's probably why I got all this, because I mixed it up in cold water. So you do that, and you make sure the negative is on what you're trying to get the rust off. What item you're trying to get the rust off, it goes on a negative lead, and then the stuff you're trying to get, the sacrificial metal, needs to be the positive. And then just a tidbit, whenever you're putting the thing, make sure your water is deep enough so it can clamp to the surface. Because if you use these wires, make sure you use a lot of it so it doesn't break, because all these wires are so thin. As it collects more and more rust, it's going to break. And they'll make them weak and they'll break. So if you go ahead and just wrap it really good with some thick wire, you won't have a problem. But make sure the water's deep enough, or it's submerged really well in the water if you got some really good wire. So I didn't have good wire and it broke on me. So just put some really strong wire, or just have it on the sacrificial metal, have it dipped in and clamped to the edge of the bucket with the water level pretty high, because it does evaporate out. Alright guys, hope you got some good information, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my videos all the way to the end. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope everything I do show you in these videos that that I do explain them well enough for you to understand them. But I do greatly appreciate it. But I do have links down in the description if you want to support this channel through affiliated links and whatnot. But as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like if you found value in this material, and I'll see you in the next video.